We're going to keep on moving forward with the guppy tank upgrades.
Told you I was going to get into it later. Here we are.
Yes, we're talking about the guppy tank.
And yes, I left out still quite a bit in this vlog. To be honest, I really didn't want to bore you. So not to bore you with any more of this long introduction, let's start the show. Previously on Why Not in Wyoming.
And this thing went through a transformation. May not look like much at this moment, but I'll get into details later. I will tell you, this gave me a challenge for a use what you got method, I'll tell you. So I'll get back to this eventually. But man, yeah, this got me to where I was fed up. And it's ironically funny on how the story ends.
Okay, well, why put it off? Even though I feel like I'm going to bore you if I try to get you to follow along on the type of challenges this guppy tank behind me gave me. We're going to give it a try anyway. Okay, even though as we walk up to this tank, it may not look like I've done much, but yeah, you can definitely see down here on the bottom, I added substrate, which was basically river rock from, well, my river right down the street here, the North Platte River, which is part of the Oregon Trail. A couple shovelfuls. I've had this actually for a while already in buckets. What really was the issue was my filtration, my natural filtration for the guppy tank here. And I'm sure as you're watching, if you do not see a lot of extra itty bitty little things just floating around in here, this tank has massively populated very, very quick. I'm shocked. I thought they were going to pick them off a lot more. But, you know, their filtration needed to withhold the extra population that is starting to grow and is going to continue to grow in this system. And for me to continue naturally doing this, you know, not having to do water changes, the pothos takes a big part of this filtration system that I depend on. Not even the snails help too, but I needed to go ahead and add my bio bottom, basically my gravel, my river rock, and sand and a little bit of soil. It's like I said, it's a couple of shovel scoops straight out the river. Has, you know, been dried out for months. I'm still using this filter box, but I am no longer using the power to this box. You're using the power to this box, okay? This is all coming from this water pump, and this is not the same pump. This is a step up, which gives it a lot more flow per gallon, okay? And I'll even get into that. I ended up going through not one, not two, not three, yeah, but four. We're gonna say four because I ended up going right back to this box. I had a couple of beach buckets. Yes, I believe in the use what you got method, but not this time. Beach buckets, not exactly this round style, they were more square, and they kind of had a shape of a castle when you flip it over and you go to shape them. I had 3 of those, okay, because I already started drilling holes through it to create a pump filtration bucket with this right here, and pushing the I put the pump in right here and siliconed it in, and it was going to pull water in this way, flow water up, and dump it out into the aquarium. And this bucket was going to set inside the aquarium and take up that extra volume of space and basically pour out of the tip here, you know. Whenever I gave it a try, the pump did have an adjustment on it, but I wasn't happy with the slow rate that I had to keep it at. So once again, it was a fail. First 2 buckets I went drilling through started cracking and flaking because they had been left outside. And if you know what I mean when it comes to being weathered in this type of plastic, yes, it's brittle. And the moment I went to go drill through, they just shattered, which is a good plus. Okay, and they were stacked together in 3. All right, and the third one on the inside was the one that actually worked for the hole, which, once again, like I said, I set it all up, got it in there, tried it, didn't like it, didn't work. Had to take it all apart again. This was the pump that I was using inside that Chinese cup with a couple of filters on the side, because as you notice here on the back, there's no sponge filter or anything that goes inside this little box. It's just straight impeller. Same with the one that's in there right now, but it's still a step up than this one as far as the output in flow. So back in here at the aquarium, I figure I ought to go ahead and show. If you look down here behind the blue plant now is a filter which is bigger than the one I just showed you, and I got a zip tied to this brick to make it stationary. And that's just a regular, you know, stepping stone brick. You know, it was broken piece. I just found it in the backyard and it works. And let's see here. Yeah, you can see that. I know the front is got a bunch of water spots. I ain't worried about cleaning it up yet because I'm not done with this area. I'm still going to continue with this the rest of this week, and I'll talk about that a little later. I ended up having to run the pump from here because I got my flow output on this side and I want it to continue in a circular motion, not just for the filtration but for the fish, because they love, now the way it's set up, there's more of a current that goes right here, and they'll sometimes school up. They'll school up in this area right here and just swim with it, you know, especially when nobody's over here, you know, distracting them, because right now they see me, they want food. Okay, they're expecting to get fed. If I turn off the light above me and just leave this light on right here, you know, you'll watch them and they'll just school there for a bit. So they get their exercise, trying to get to the points. Me building those filtration buckets to replace this one, okay? And the moment I went to the third one, and I was gonna set it up over here too at that moment, it just did not work. Like I said, it wanted to pour out over different directions, and it just made a mess. And I wasted all that time with setting all those up. I ended up pulling everything out of this, cleaning it, looking at my plants, breaking a couple of the dang plants, zip tied it to the corner here. I drilled a hole out, and right here also is just a extra fishnet with some of my polyfill right here, just some of my polyfill in there, so it just dumps straight in from the filter, because there's no sponge on this filter back either, just like the one in there. That's why I have it up on a brick, so it doesn't pull in any bottom floating around materials, and hopefully it will stay more clear right there. And this is just, like I said, a little bit of theory, and hopefully you know, we'll see what it does. I'll get back in here and I'll finish burying the rest of the plants and making things look a little better later. This is just not even 24 hours later. This is maybe 16, 12 hours later. Okay, and this is how clear it's already started to get. Like I said, I didn't try to pre-clean any of the gravel. All the extra bacteria and whatever is underneath it is going to help transform this system. I'm even considering getting some dwarf grass to put in here. I'm hoping that'll grow out. We'll see. I don't know. My pothos is doing good, and like I said, this is what I'm using, and that is enough flow and current. And I'm using this net right here, and also I'm using a sponge. If you look right there, I don't know if it's on it, I also got a sponge in there to help create extra beneficial bacteria to work with this flow, like the aquaponics living room pondarium. Well, I'll give a little tip. It deals with this right there and this space right there, and that's where we're at on that. Heck, I'm over here teasing them. Might as well feed them, right?
That's right on that.
New upgrade coming soon.
So stay tuned.
And catch you on the next flip flop.